welcome to the Shadow Society Book Club meeting number 11. We're officially done with two awesome books, one probably more awesome than the other. This lovely little thing was cute. We're probably going to talk about it for about 4 seconds, and then we're going to dive right into Golden Sun. Um, we'll wait for Miss Megan. Hopefully, thanks again for everybody being as lame as me and not having anything to do on a Friday night. Um, you guys have been really cool, and I love everybody's communication, so keep it up. This has been a fun group, and I look forward to it all the time. Um, what else? Lots of ums in my mouth today. That's really weird. Okay, cool. So Kelsey is in. It's still same time for her baby time, so she'll come. She'll do text with us occasionally, and then probably jump in once the little one has gone down. Um, Christy, good to see you as always. Glad you're back. Juan, good to see you also. I'm glad we were able to work some stuff out so we could have everybody here for this because I don't think there's a single one of us that doesn't want to talk all day about this lovely book.
Is Flar going to
Uh,
join us?
haven't heard from him in a while. Lard
Okay.
got the job he was pushing for real hard, so I think
Oh,
he
good.
he was feeling a little out of sorts and just like he needed to like drill down to get to where he's at now. So hopefully we can get him back on here in a little bit, but um he's asleep, should be able to lay him down. Sweet. So Kelsey will be back in a sec. Yeah, so hopefully either way, whether he comes back or not, wish him well. He's just, doing that single dad game and trying to like get it all figured out, and hopefully this one will stick for him. So yeah, so good news, but I don't know if we'll get him back until maybe we might be able to get him back on the next one. I guess it depends on, I mean, we are going, no, it's fantasy, but yeah, so we'll see. I'll try to convince him to come back through. Anywho, so why don't we, I feel like this is a really easy conversation. So why don't we think about having uh home is where the bodies are. Am I the only person who at the end of the book was like, oh yeah, duh, that's the title. Like duh. Okay, cool. Um it was a good book. I read it through. Obviously, we talked last week about how the perspective change was pretty neat, going back and forth between the three main characters and four main characters, excuse me, um, and then all the old love interests that came back into existence during this book, and um, they just blatantly make it seem like it's dad the whole time. And then let's see, Kelsey hasn't said anything yet. Kelsey was the only one we were waiting on for this book. So, did anybody have anything about it that was really like stand out for you, or that we needed to like discuss? What I find with a lot of these like mystery thrillers, yeah, she said knew it was Michael. So, great book. Hi, Megan.
Hold on,
There
bud.
you go. Meg, you're on mute. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh,
There
yeah.
we
I
go.
had the sniffles working in the barn and stuff. There's been dust everywhere. So I took a
Oh,
Zyrtec and I am just allergy attack city over here.
I know that life. I know that life. Awesome. Welcome. Good to see you. We were just going to have our 4 second conversation about home is where the bodies are before we get into the good stuff. Um, as we mentioned, Kelsey just said knew it was Michael, so we all kind of got to that point. Did you have anything, Megan, you wanted to say specifically about this book before we go ahead and go, okay, cool, we did it and get to talk about Golden Sun for the rest of the day?
Yeah, just that I called it from
Yeah.
this title of the second chapter.
Yeah.
Like that was, yeah, super easy foreshadowing. I mean, I think it was very formulated,
Yeah.
formulaic style of writing, but really good. I'm interested it was my first Geneva Rose book I ever read, so I'm interested to read more of hers and hopefully get a signed copy somewhere at some Target somewhere.
That would be cool. Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I totally liked it. It was good. That was it. No big deal. Awesome. Let's move on. So this amazingness uh has been just too good. Too good. And of course, it still leaves us like craving more. And so Morningstar is you all should feel free to have started by Wednesday, really honestly, even though we haven't had this meeting yet. Um I don't even know where we start. So let's start part three. Darrow's betrayal by Nero Augustus shocks both Darrow and the Reaper. Did you expect it, or did it catch you off guard?
Everything catches me off guard.
Yeah. Agreed. Um, how do we feel about Darrow aligning with the Jackal? We sort of went into this a little bit last week. Despite everything that's happened, do we trust the Alliance? Well, now we know too much, right? I feel like this question is a little bit early, but yeah. So, uh, yeah, these questions I have seem to be a little late. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me check this out. Okay, so he goes through part four. Were you surprised that Fitchner is revealed as Ares? We talked about that a little bit too. Um, I
Felix
feel like all my
Fernandez. Whatever
Huh?
his name is. I can never remember his name, but now I get to call him
Fitchy.
Aries.
Good old Fernandez. Um, yeah, so Fitchner ends up being even so almost annoying for most of the book, and then all of a sudden we go, oh shit. Like amazing. Of course it was him. How silly of us. I'm trying to do this chronologically. Last week I
But
did a good
now
job of
it makes so much
Especially-
sense now about him handing over the locket to
Yeah.
Darrow and stuff, and all of
The
those things. Like
foreshadowing.
your friends are still with you, or they haven't forgotten you. And I was like, who are the friends? Where did he get it? Now we know.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
yeah. He's got us all just hanging on. It's so good.
So
It's
if we're
so
going
good.
in order in part
Let's do it.
3, we lose Tactus.
I was gonna just talk about that too. How did we feel
Yeah.
about that? Because I
When
was
they
rooting for
talk-
Tactus.
When they talk about the violin, I was just like, oh my god, that's so sad. I can't I just the whole thing about like he's willing to forgive him and give him another chance, and you can tell that Darrow truly wants to forgive him and was gonna let him live, and then Lauren just
Do you
yeah.
know?
A couple
ruthless.
Painful.
Has anybody watched the 100?
Yes,
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Oh, I
so
started the first season.
so good.
you know that who's the character that Tactus reminds me of that he betrays everybody. He always does the wrong
Yeah,
thing. But
it's,
he's always redeemable. That's like in my head how I picture Tactus was that guy. Who is that guy?
It's
He has like a frog face.
it-
I haven't seen
He
that in
does.
years, so
He
I'm not
does.
sure.
He has big eyes and they're like wide apart and
John Murphy.
Murphy, yes.
John Murphy.
Yes. That is who Tactus
Yes.
in my brain was. It's just like that same kind of character development where it's like he doesn't trust anybody, so he's always out for himself, but then he's redeemable and like he has that redeeming, and that's what I was hoping for, was that type of character arc where we would get to see him like fulfill that, but like gut-wrenching for sure. Like there was some
Painful.
watery eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't
Everybody
remember anything
enjoyed the
else kind of
downfall of
happening.
Pliny.
Huh?
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
enjoyed
Yep.
the downfall of Pliny.
Yes.
Through Pliny.
I was waiting for it. I was like, there's no way. This guy is gonna get his comeuppance in this book at some point with all the characters
Absolutely.
are so dispensable. He was
Are
pretty
they?
okay. I laughed so hard at the eyeball thing.
Severo. I
Severo
love
and the
Severo. He is just so like you never know what he's gonna do, and that's what I love about him.
Mhm.
I so badly want him to just start a collection at this point. Like I want him to run
Make a
around with them in
necklace?
like a little jar or a necklace or something.
That would
And
be
I've
amazing.
packed your angry eyes just in case. It's like Mrs. Potato Head. Like he's gonna.
That would be awesome. The ending to part 3. How did you guys feel about that? Where he goes, we come out of the river, and that's when everyone dies.
Oh.
I want to know who betrayed
Stuck in the
them.
mud.
Like I feel like somebody had to
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
like and you don't find out by the end of the book, but
Nope.
I somebody had to betray them, and I want to know who.
Hmm.
And well, I don't know. I have an assumption on who it is based on the ending of the book with Roke and everything. That he might have started the betrayal, or Jackal might have started the betrayal of one of them did it, but
Yeah.
I want to know which one because I have a feeling that Roke. I'm going to jump ahead here. I have a feeling that Roke is either going to. I think his guilt is going to eat at him to his demise.
Interesting. Interesting. To his demise.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, he can't turn away
Who
from
else
Darrow.
listens to the book? Who's the
Megan,
audio
for
listener?
sure.
Megan.
Okay. Dang. There's this. I love the voice actor for the audiobook, but there's like a part in chapter 44 where they're healed up and they're going back to the cafeteria, and Roke is telling Daxo Altalmanis a joke, and then in the audiobook, the way that Daxo laughs and gets super high pitched, it just made me laugh. Yeah, I love that part where the voice actor can like make such a tense thing like playful as well.
Hmm. I do like the little side characters that bring the levity, like having like Pax-like
Mhm.
characters throughout the whole series.
Yeah. Pax's family, I love them. They're amazing. I don't remember if they have as much. They're kind of in book 3, still a good amount. So I wish there was
Oh,
just
that's
more
good to
with them
know.
still.
Um, I feel like throughout the book, Darrow starts to get very comfortable and kind of lax in his or comfortable in his, invincibility with the things that he says, how he says things, dealing with lower colors, bringing Mustang to Lycos, all of those things. And
Mm.
I thought it was going to have a different outcome and people figuring out who he was, but I wonder, because we don't know how Jackal found out. But I feel like with him having eyes and ears everywhere with the whole media thing, he had to have overheard something or oversaw something or combinations of things.
Yeah.
To
Anybody else?
backtrack in chapter 45, like we haven't heard or seen anything crazy from the Jackal since he killed Augustus's heir, and we saw like that little glimpse
Hmm.
of crazy again. But when Darrow and Severo find out that there's the son of Ares captured and they need to go free them from the Jackal, we really see how he snaps and loses it again. And I think that's a good depiction because obviously now we know the end, but you see how well of a mask he's able to wear. And then like how hard
Right.
or how easy it is for him to flip and just lose it again when he's just beating his head against that door, wanting to kill himself,
Yeah.
but then he stops himself and he's like, no. It's
Um,
just, I don't know, it's crazy of a character.
I feel like, I mean, Mustang told him so. No, everybody told him not to trust him.
100%. Yeah. Like Darrow, and I think that's where Darrow's downfall is he has too much hope. Again, with like Tactus, he had hope that he would change. And I think he has that same belief for the Jackal, but obviously now we know there's no returning from what happened.
Mm.
Do we think it was belief in the Jackal, or do we think it was he needed him as a means to an ends? And because my take on it was more of like, again, that invincibility, like that feeling of I'm invincible and have gotten this far and all that, that he just kind of didn't take the threat of the Jackal seriously and thought he could manipulate him better than he could be manipulated.
I think it's a mix of both. I feel like Darrow has a hero complex, one of like the invincibility complex, and the hero as like, oh, I could save them, I could kind of fix them. I know deep down there's good in everyone, kind of sense.
Yeah.
Because even in the end, when he's talking to Augustus, when Augustus wants him to be his heir, he goes, I understand him. He doesn't truly believe he's evil. He just has this higher purpose and higher ideology. So he goes, I understand him a little bit more.
Yeah. Um, I know a couple of us have already read on, so I'm only gonna speak on my actual thoughts at the time of reading. But so Ares dies.
I was just gonna say,
So does that mean okay, so Ares dies and the Arch-Governor dies. Does that
yeah.
mean do we think that Severo's gonna be the new Ares and take over his father's what his father's doing? And do we think that the Jackal is gonna take over as the Arch-Governor and take over his now that because he's really the only heir left now other than Mustang who's off to the wind. Um, because we don't hear anything about her by the end of the book.
So, um,
It
I
and if
can't
Severo
answer because
does,
I know the answer because I already
I
read.
I know the answer to both of
I know
these,
the
but I'm
answer,
just
so I
talking
can't.
my
Yeah.
thought. At the end of the book, I put all my thoughts down before I started reading so that I wouldn't overspeak. Um, if Severo does take over, do we think that his howlers will follow him as part of the Son of Ares, or do you
okay.
think he'll still have to keep it a secret?
So the problem I have with it is it's like none of that feels like Severo, right? Like to gain a title or have to like take on a role of like power necessarily doesn't feel like him so far, right? He doesn't feel like he wants to like he's always happier in the shadows. He'd rather like play in the background and
Yeah.
like get you in the back while you weren't looking and be hiding in a horse and stuff. Um, so initial response is no, I don't think he's going to take over. I think something else happens instead. I don't know what it looks like yet because I've been misled so many times by this book that like my guessing is already like
Yeah,
it just pisses me off. I'm like, that's not
yeah.
what I thought. So no. Okay, I want to take it a step back. Did everybody assume his was the head in the box, or were you freaking out for a minute?
No.
Because
I
at
thought it was going
first
to be the Pegasus or something that had to do with EO.
I thought it was
mm,
going to be
Not,
Mustang.
I thought it
you
might
thought
be
it was going to be
Mustang too.
Mustang?
I thought
I
it
thought it
might
was
have
Oh,
been
Mustang
Mustang
because she
too.
was missing for a while too. And then like I was
Yeah,
like, no, that's too much because even the Jackal was asking where he was. Like I don't think he would play that off too well. So
I
right.
think he
I
truly
don't know.
cares about his sister. So I have it in my head that she's safe from him. And I have from the very beginning. And I think she's
Mm.
the only one safe from him.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I kind of went Mustang too, and I kept thinking like, so obviously we have the whole scene where he tries to take her home and explain. He drops the news about what he is, and she doesn't take it well. She disappears, and they have a whole conversation, and then she blows him off, and then is gone, and he's keep like looking over his shoulder all the time, hoping she's going to come through the door or whatever, and it doesn't happen, and so that's why suddenly I was like, oh shit, they chopped her up. He's going to be pissed, and all of Morning
Or
Star is going to be just like fury.
or did she betray him? Is she
Right,
part of the whole thing?
right. Which I've kind of wanted from the beginning, to be honest.
I don't know. I don't think she. I mean, I haven't got that far in book 3, so I'm not spoiler because I've only read a couple chapters, but I don't think so. I think she's still gonna be maybe a little tentative, but I think she's gonna be on like the
Team
side
Darrow.
of like, yeah,
Love
That's
is going to prevail.
no,
yeah,
I
not
think it's
necessarily
gonna
with
be
him.
no.
I
I
don't
think
think
it's
she's
gonna
necessarily gonna be with
be
Darrow, but just the whole like the movement
Right.
kind of thing. I don't know.
I think it's gonna be
Mm,
because Jackal killed their dad.
right.
I think that's what's gonna turn her to the Son of Ares side. Is
Yeah,
because it's not her against her father and the rest of the golds. It's now her against her father's killer.
Mm, okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't like I said, I kind of don't want him to work this like love interest thing out. I kind of want it to be like, no, I had to shake all this off because I'm supposed to be killing all of you all at the end of this anyway, or at least like making you bow to this new way of living. But okay, all right. So yeah, so the head in the box was definitely um very much a flashback to Seven. I could just kept hearing Brad Pitt going, "What's in the box? What's in the box?"
Real
Sorry if you're
quick,
not a horror
did
fan.
did we expect Fitchner's backstory and his reasoning for the
No,
change?
Not at all.
no, yeah,
that
we
blew my
completely
mind.
flew over that Severo is part red, technically,
Mhm.
biologically.
Rose gold.
Huh?
Yeah, rose gold.
Rose gold, yes. How do
that
we think?
that was a good surprise.
Mhm.
How do we think that? So obviously with the ending of that book and them knowing that Darrow's a red and calling him filthy names and all this thing at the very end. How do we think if anybody ever finds out that Severo is technically half red, how the golds in society are going to react to him?
I think they already are so like rejective of what he is as a gold. They're gonna be like, we don't fucking care. Off with you, Goblin. Um, yeah, I don't. Again, his character gets to be so far outside of standard issue gold, right? He's just not playing by the gold rules at all for obvious reasons now. But I don't think he fits in as a red either. And I think, I hope that that's going to play in later where he gets to like, gotcha, bitch. Like, I'm red too. And shanking somebody in the armpit too.
Do we think he got away?
He always gets away. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yes, I think so. I hope so. He's so good. He's so good. Did anybody see that AI video I posted the
TikTok?
other
Mhm.
day?
Yep.
Yeah.
Was it close for anybody as far as how you picture characters?
Not Darrow, but everybody else, yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. I think the visual of Severo was actually like still too pretty in my opinion. Like
Yeah, I
he need
agree.
Yeah.
right in my head he's like a little grungier and like a little shorter and um but also I guess he's kind of a badass still, so I guess he has to be a little right. Anyway, okay.
How did we feel about Victra? Her
Mm.
final words.
Oh yeah. I'm very sad that her family turned on her
Her
like that.
last moment is crawling to Darrow and trying to make sure that he knows I've always been your friend. Please don't see me as anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it just drove home that she really did love him.
I kind of wanted that to be the thing. I kind of wanted him to realize that like
Yeah. You just really don't want him and Mustang together, do you?
it's just too obvious. I feel like it's just too on the nose. Like, okay, you met the hottest girl in school, and she's a pain in the ass, but you're gonna be with her at the end. Like, bleh, bleh, like, dump her, dump her. It's too much work, bro. It's too much work. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. I just want that. I just want another twist, right? Like, I want something else that surprises us still. But now that Victor's gone, I don't know.
I don't know
Nobody
why,
left.
but their entire relationship reminds me of the song Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne.
I can only surface laugh because I don't remember all the words to that song, but that's amazing.
You're gonna have to go listen to it when we're done because I'm not gonna sing it to you here.
Oh, come
We'll
on,
have a
Lauren.
music break. Oh yeah, good idea. Sing
Karaoke
away.
night.
Mm-mm. I can sing in front of like one person, otherwise I'm just like.
All right. So who else do we need to talk about right now? We did it all kind of out of order. So what do they call it? The Rain of Steel. Is it steel? Fire? What?
Iron Rain.
Iron Rain.
Iron, yeah. Oh man, yeah. At least I know kind of what I'm talking about. The Iron Rain was amazing.
Does
Phenomenal.
anybody else think that it's like such a risky thing to do though? Like you don't know if you're gonna make it to the
Yes.
ground.
100% yes. Yes.
Like
Sounds
what
awesome.
happens if you have like where they're trying to take over Mars like this and you have like the person who's leading everybody and inspiring everybody to go down there? What if he had just gotten shot out of the sky? Over.
Just
So
kidding.
risky.
Just kidding.
Yeah, and they're losing people left and right, but somehow the whole team hits the ground, no big deal.
Well,
Yeah.
except for a couple of the howlers, but yeah.
Right.
You know?
But
We
they've always
lost
just
half
been
of
known as
them.
howlers. Yeah. I
How
definitely
did we feel? Oh, good.
no, go ahead, please.
I'll say, how did we feel learning that the jackal was responsible for killing his older brother in a
Mm.
Oh
sense?
yeah, I forgot about
Oh,
that.
I did
Claudius?
too.
Claudius, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
When he breaks it to
Oh,
dad, like, oh yeah, by the way,
I
your
mean,
your
it
it
kind
was
of
poster
makes
boy.
sense because
very.
he did it with his other, not his true brother, but the one his dad was trying to make his heir. I
Yeah,
Right.
forget his
yeah.
name, but
The
he
adopted
did
one.
this.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name,
Leto.
but
Is it
The one
Leto?
where he
Or
just went,
yeah,
Leto?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, with like the dart gun or whatever, the blow gun, whatever. Yeah.
yes.
So I
Did
mean,
we?
kind of makes
You,
sense.
I can't remember if this happened or not. Did we figure out who his investor was?
No, his partner.
We
Mm-mm.
No.
haven't yet. He still has a partner
Mm-mm.
somewhere, right? That we don't know about. Okay.
I'm assuming it's the sovereign because he's
Sheesh.
because at the end, like he's partnered with her when they massacre everybody and
Right now,
take
right?
Dara away.
Sheesh. That's a hell of an investor.
Mm-hmm. That or
Sheesh.
the Bolognas. Cassie's his
Unless he's
dumbass.
still got something up his sleeve, right? Like maybe this is like I get to get back
I
at
mean,
my
it is the
family.
jackal.
Yeah, right. And that's kind of my hope for that. I hope that he's a total shithead, but also like comes out okay in the end. Um, oh, interesting. The sovereign, huh? What about that shit Aja is always sneaking away, although the second to last time she gets away because they wanted her to, which is why Roke
Hmm.
is so pissed. I'm still waiting for that battle to go down.
Okay. So again, this is part of the whole guilt comment that I made. Not only feeling guilty about what he did to Darrow and everybody else, Lorne and
Mm.
everybody else who dies there, but also he's partnering and siding with the side that killed Quinn.
Mm.
Unless he's got something up his sleeve and plans on like double
True.
agenting. I don't.
God, that's true. Plans within plans.
Right? Because like,
Hmm.
why did he really even decide to switch? Besides, I mean, I know he's upset about Quinn and stuff, and he finds out that Dar's a red, but that's really going to make you change to be on the side of the people who killed Quinn.
I know. I'm hoping that either or I'm thinking that either it's going to be the guilt thing or he knew that the jackal found out and he's doing what he can to save Darrow's life, maybe.
Hmm. Yeah.
These are
Okay.
good
So I guess I
questions. I'm
hadn't
writing
really.
them down so we could talk about it for book 3.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
um. Yeah. I guess I hadn't thought that far. Yeah. Why
I don't
is
know.
he so?
So Lauren, are you saying he's
I'm
like, you
angry.
think he's going to be like a double like secret, like
Yeah.
he's going to flip back, like he's doing all this to get
Yeah.
on maybe the inside of the other one just to
Yeah.
flip
He's
back
like,
and
I can make plans for us too that I don't have to tell you about. Sorry, you're gonna have to suffer for a second, but that's interesting.
I mean, that's what I'm
Hmm.
hoping that's it. But
kind of like a Mustang with the Sovereign
yeah,
and
yeah.
with Cassius, like how she was kind of trying to
Hmm.
get in there, but not really.
I mean, he got in there, but
Got him. Oh my goodness. All right. What else are we missing? There was so much in that second half.
Ragnar. Talk about Ragnar.
oh,
I love
yes.
him.
The mountain?
He's one of my new
How-
favorite characters.
What do we think the eventual repercussions or outcomes going to be of giving the obsidians, the razors, and the getting them past that hump of we're not gods?
So yeah, I think he's going to catch some immediate hell as he is already, right? It's already coming up as he's being captured and deceived left and right. So he'll lose definitely some of his closer alliances, but
But what do we think it means for
when
the Obsidians?
well, so that's where I think I was going to go is that everybody else in any other class who hears about it below suddenly goes, wait a minute, and all of a sudden, like as many golds as there are, like you're wildly outnumbered when you've got everybody else below you, right? So uh, though he loses some strong people, he gains army after army after army from being able to break down that class structure already. So yeah, I think it's a good move. I think he's missing some of his stronger players now, but now he just has numbers over strength. Oh, you're back.
Ah.
You're cute. All right, can you go back downstairs? There's always this weird section in the middle of every video where we have to talk to you for a second. Baby, go back. Please.
The fact that the Obsidians have already tried to rise up once before,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they've been taught the the lore and stuff that they have been taught about the golds.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's empowering a powerhouse color to rise up with the reds.
Mm.
Because I don't think like a lot of the colors they're not meant for battle.
Right. Yet.
I mean, I don't see a pink fighting, but
okay, fair. But even
unless,
Darrow, most of what Darrow
unless we're doing
knows,
Basic Instinct style.
Gross. So most of what Darrow knows, he learned from drilling, right? He learned from what his old life, and so he's taken everything that he's learned. Those people are battle ready, right? They're hardened humans in general. So whether or not they come out with the best armor or whatever, they're ready to throw down. Their knuckles are thick. Their skin is tough, and so I think almost everybody, but I think even a pink is pissed. They're still in servitude, right? It's still like
Yeah.
So even then, you can get a little like do something cute and poison somebody in the neck. I'm getting very Dune all of a sudden, but yeah, I think everybody will be ready to rise when Darrow makes the call.
We got to remember though too, the golds have been bred and kind of have this physically higher structure too. Like when Darrow in the first book went to go his process, he noticed and was told that his skeleton was more dense and heavier than when it was when he was a red. And when he went back home to Lycos, he's like 2 or 3 feet taller than his fully grown mother and stuff like that.
Right.
I do want to touch on 2 things that we kind of skimmed over and when they were taking down Flinny.
Okay.
1, Darrow jumping on the drill and embracing his inner red. That whole scene was just like, yes. And then 2, there's a moment with Orion, the blue that mans his ship, where she is like super observant. And I'm wondering if that's going to be the key to getting the blues on board. Like, I wonder if she's going to be a part of the Suns, if he's going to... She's just way too... Yeah. She's way too observant not to know that something's going on with him.
Mm.
And doesn't seem to follow... She doesn't seem to follow the straight and narrow like the rest of the blues.
No, she really follows her own path. That one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
An independent thinker in a world of not those.
Yeah.
Yep. What was your second thing?
Oh, those were the 2 things. One of them was the drill, and 2 was Orion. I forgot about the drill until.
Yeah.
I'm so like I was like so amped, and now I'm like I forgot all the things I wanted to say.
I was talking to Juan earlier. I don't know if you heard us chatting when you walked away, but we both did like chapter notes. So I went into Fable and I created my own like private book club, and I've just been putting off my notes by the chapter.
Yeah. Let's do Fable again. That way we could talk each chapter because there are going to be some traumatic moments here in book 3, and I just want to rant about them or vent about them.
We're gonna have some kind of spoil free or like spoiler chat where we can talk about things as we're going.
Yeah, and that's why I
Okay.
like Fable, just because it breaks it down per chapter.
Mhm.
We have a spoiler
That's
chat.
We do have a spoiler
Yeah.
chat in Discord, yeah.
Yeah, we can literally just create threads for each chapter. Like whoever wants to start it can just be like chapter this, chapter that, chapter this. I mean, I won't know what chapter it is because I'm graphic audio only, but I'll hang in there.
We can put
Yeah.
section markers in for you.
The problem that I have is that like I'm so engulfed in it that I was like, oh, I should probably make note of that. And I'm like, hell no, I don't have time for this. And I just like all of a sudden it's 3 a.m. and I have to be up at 6 and I'm like, well, oh well. So
I did that with part 4 because I just was flying through it. And then I went to go start the third book on the plane. And I was like, shit, I got to sit down with my notes first. So I spent like 30 minutes putting all of my notes in before I picked up the book because I didn't want to. My thoughts from the start of book 3 to bleed into the book talk this week.
Smart.
Because we all know
All
I don't
right.
have a poker face.
That's exactly why I couldn't turn the camera on last week because I was going to give all of this part away. I was like, I can't do it.
You just have to listen to
I
my
have a
voice.
question for everyone.
Fire.
I know I'm off camera, but I have a question. So
Yeah.
Last week I tried to talk a little bit about the oracles, and it got, I don't know where it happened in the book, so we didn't talk about it, but the Sovereign had her little creatures that go and like will sting you if you're lying.
Yes.
And how do we think that makes her feel now, knowing that these people that have both gone through that game with her and passed it now or whatever, because she played it with Darrow. How does that tie into everything? Like his ability to outwit these creatures that are supposed to be like the ultimate lie detector test.
Well, just not even those, but outwitting all the golds who think that they're smarter and more intelligent than low colors.
But I don't know if it would reflect well enough because it was supposed to catch a lie, and in a sense, she didn't ask any like prying questions into his past, and that's one thing he was trying to avoid too. So,
yeah.
Like to her, I don't think she'll. I don't recall if it comes up in book 3, but I don't think it does. But I don't think she has a reason prior to the ending of book 2 to like think he's a red just because she was playing that game and she's the one that lost because of Mustang in a sense.
Right.
Follow up though, since we know about Fishner's backstory, I remember in book 1 we talked about like, has there been more people in the past that have undergone some kind of process, or how do we know there's not more reds into golds? Kind of get a glimpse that there is a process and people just rat each other out to get lesser sentences, bribes, and stuff like that. So do we still think there's more reds into golds, or kind of do we think like, oh, they have had a good process so far?
I'm
Good
hopeful
question.
that there's still more from like the Suns have turned more, that there are at least a pocket of people floating around out there that are working for the Suns that maybe we just don't know about yet. Because they did say that different carvers made the ones that we know of. So, and then I think that there's probably not just golds, but I think that there's a potential for there to be more of any color out there that has gone through some kind of formation, maybe not completely into the other color, but like on a biological level for breeding purposes. I feel like Finchner and his wife can't be the only ones who are opposite colors or not the same colors and fell in love,
Right. Agreed. I don't have anything else to say, but yes, I agree.
Speaking of carvers, can we just all agree real quick that if this ever comes to film, that Stanley Tucci has to play Mickey?
Yes. I love that. Yes.
I don't know. Now I gotta look him up. I can't even picture him right now.
Stanley Tucci?
Oh, okay.
So he did
Hunger
Games.
Captain America. He's the scientist that
Yes.
turns Captain America.
Yep.
Yeah, he's in Hunger Games.
Oh yeah,
Like,
right.
he just
right.
fits that persona so
Yes.
well as somebody who
He's such a-
cultivates a person.
And he's such a chameleon too. He can play like
Yeah.
anything you throw at him. Yeah. Now I'm going to be
All right.
disappointed when it's not Stanley Tucci. Thanks,
Right.
Me too.
I'm still hoping it's
But,
animated.
I know.
Yeah, that'd be good too.
Okay, so end of book. We don't know what happens to Darrow. Who do we think comes to his rescue? Do we think anybody does come to his rescue? Like,
Or like,
What
what
are
do we think
predictions?
goes on after this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
what are predictions for book 3?
Did anybody read the teaser at the end, or did you just stop?
I've read the first 3 chapters of the 3rd book, so I'm
So
not
you're,
gonna. I just
so
want to
it's
hear
a
everybody
teaser.
else's opinion.
Yeah,
I
I
read
think
the
I'm
whole
like
3rd book already.
I'm like 9 chapters in, so I can't say too much either.
Nick and Megan, what do you think?
What do I think? So I think we go back to how many plans within plans are we looking at? Is the Jackal faking it right now, and he's going to come to his rescue? Is yeah,
The Jackal
so-
or Roke?
both. So that was going to be my other. Is it
Oh.
Roke or the Jackal? So I think again, I think we touched this before, but I think the Jackal's always got something up his sleeve, and I don't think this is the end of his alliance with him. I think I don't want his investor, his partner, to be the sovereign. I want it to be somebody else that we haven't thought of yet for whatever reason. Severo potentially, like what if those two together? So
Or Harmony.
or Harmony.
Ooh. I didn't think about
Do
that
you
one.
guys think he's
That's a good
fully captured? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't it end with like him being dragged away and the Alchalamanus' ships coming down?
He's
Yeah,
paralyzed.
they're,
They
like, trying to
paralyzed him.
Oh, yeah,
drugged him,
paralyzed.
paralyzed him. Yeah.
Do we think he's fully captured though? Like they get away with him, or do we think that there's going to be an epic bad? Well, I don't know if you read the teaser or not. I don't know what's all in that one.
It's just like a one-page.
I didn't even know there was a teaser.
You want me to read it?
I don't. Yes.
Story time.
Everybody get a snack. I rise into darkness away from the garden. They watered with the blood of my friends. The golden man who killed my wife lies dead beside me on the cold metal deck, life snuffed out by his own son's hand. Autumn wind whips my hair. Cute. The ship rumbles beneath. In the distance, friction flames shred the night with brilliant orange. The Telemanuses, how do we say that? Is that Telemanuses?
Yeah.
Telemanus is descending from orbit to rescue me. Better that they do not. Better to let the darkness have me and allow the vultures to squabble over my paralyzed body. Oh, woe is me. My enemy's voices echo behind me, towering demons with the faces of angels. The smallest of them bends, stroking my head as he looks down at his dead father. This is always how the story would end, he says to me. Not with your screams, not with your rage, but with your silence. Roke, my betrayer, sits in the corner. He was my friend, heart too kind for his color. Now he turns his head and I see his tears, but they are not for me, they are for him, for what he has lost, for the ones I have taken from him. No Ares to save you, no Mustang to love you. You are alone, Darrow. The Jackal's eyes are distant and quiet, like me. He lifts up a black, eyeless mask with a muzzle on it and straps it to my face, darkening my sight. This is how it ends. To break me, he has slain those I love, but there is hope in those still living, in Severo, in Ragnar, and Dancer. Think of all my people bound in darkness, of all the colors on all the world, shackled and chained so that gold might rule, and I might feel the rage burn across the dark hollow he has carved in my soul. I am not alone. I am not his victim. So let him do his worst. I am the reaper. I know how to suffer. I know the darkness. This is not how it ends. Not much. Not much there. But cool.
Nope.
This is
Just so they got
it's not
captured.
how it ends because there's 5 books. Yeah.
There's
I don't
7.
I don't know.
7 books. Yeah.
There's 6. The
7
7th
total.
is coming out.
Yeah.
I wasn't even close.
So
Crazy. Yeah,
Okay, so I have a-
Sorry, go ahead.
I have a very important question that's sidetracking from this particular book.
Okay.
Okay, so we're wrapping up the last book in the first trilogy in
Right.
2 weeks. I know we said we wanted to take a break. How long of a break? Because I realistically don't think I can go like 6 months without picking up the fourth book. I just
I knew
don't
this
think
was
I can.
coming.
I
I
agree
don't
on
think
taking
any
a
of
short
us.
break away from it for a couple other sci-fis, but
I don't think any of us expected to be this involved after
mm,
book two.
mm.
Those of you who were already and were like, just read it. Now we understand. I kind of want to keep going too. But we did agree
I
that like
will
a
say,
short break would be
yeah, sorry, I will say book three ends at a very good stopping point. Like happy, whatever else. It's a
right.
good pause. Again, that depends on how long you guys want to pause because the anticipation, the knowing what else is always in the back of your head.
Yeah. I I think that like if we decide to go Senlin Ascends because we all hopefully most of you purchased it already and at the last minute we changed it up. Maybe we make this the only break and then we go right back into instead of doing double books for a while, we just drill down on finishing through book six. We just agree that like we're too wrapped in this chaos to like, or we do like, okay, we get another short
I'm
one,
happy with that.
right? Like let's just crush it. Especially because we're like on a 2 week reading schedule with each book right now. Like we're just burning
Well,
through them. Well, for
and
me anyway.
we've been cycling in horror and thriller alongside it too. So I feel
Right.
like we're not going to get burnt out if we continue doing that.
Right. Does anybody
I
have
did
a negative?
I did see an interview the other day with Pierce Brown, and they
Mm.
asked him when they thought Red God was going to come out, and he said, "Not until I feel like it's perfect."
Yes, I
mean,
think
it's
Megan
gotta
I
said
just
be.
that
saw that
today.
recently too.
Yeah. So, I mean, that could be, he's already saying 2026.
Yeah.
So
The
then we'll
last
read
official time he
the
said was summer 2026, and now he's like, not until it's
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll get caught up, and then we'll all just sit in angry anticipation, just like every Sarah J. Maas universe book.
Just trashing every
Yeah,
book
right.
in between. Like it's not good enough. They're terrible. Um,
and
yeah.
that's why I kind of want to do a decent break too. Like I don't want to fully indulge in the hype and just be like, I need my high, I need my fix.
Right. Yeah, you gotta just tap it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Like I said, I'm easily moved by the group. So whatever makes most of us happy, I'm down to do. Um, really glad we're already going to book three. Hopefully, if you haven't done it already, start immediately. Are we missing anything else that we really want to touch on in book two? We did a good job and we hit it right on an hour. So, okay. So, next book in line
Wait,
is
wait,
this
wait, wait,
bad
wait,
boy.
wait, 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 wait,
Here
wait.
she comes. She's back. Yes.
Sorry, I'm eating.
That's
Wait, wait,
okay.
wait. I might have missed it if you guys touched on it because I've been cooking and now I'm eating. But Darrow's mom does not believe his uncle is dead until she sees the body. Do we think he's
yes.
going to resurface?
I have that in my notes, and I
Good
completely
point.
forgot about it. Do we think that he joined the son of Ares?
Yeah, because that's how they found Darrow. That's
Yeah.
how, so he has to have a connection to them somehow, right?
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping he's
Do you
like
think his
part of
uncle was
like
carved?
no.
No, I think he's too old.
It hurts my
But
heart.
I do think that
Sorry.
I do hope that he's joined the cause though. You know, they talk about their ages in here, and he was and like 40 is like really old for a red.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah, I'm long dead. I've been dead a minute. Yeah, interesting. Megan, do you have any theories?
I'm not
Nope.
sure if I have theories,
Yeah.
more than just hopes. I hope that he's in the mix of it somehow, and that he has an appearance in the next book, because I think that would really bring some not structure, but like some sentimental motivation to Darrow with this journey, and really give him like that strength of family that you can't get from people that you're like, you've bonded with, but this is the person who saved him from dying, who orchestrated this whole thing. So I think it'd be really cool if he does
Somebody
have
to
a hand
trust.
in what happens.
Yeah.
Center him back to his reality.
Good question.
Sorry.
That was a good question. All right. Anybody else have a thought on book 2? You guys are awesome. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm really glad we're diving right into 3. Let's touch on some quick house cleaning stuff. We Live Here Now, only available in hard copy if you are buying it to read. Go ahead and pick it up. It's super large font and less than 300 pages. Does anybody want to make it last more than a week? Should we just crush it and talk about it next week and then do half of this at the same time? Or what kind of speed do we want to be at here? All right. So nobody has a strong opinion one way or the other. So in my opinion, then, I would say let's knock this thing out. We have 2 copies in our house. Amy's going to read this one with us.
Yay.
Yeah. So let's just go ahead and drill this down and be done with it by Wednesday. Is anybody feeling intimidated by that and the first and parts 1 and 2 of more? It is parts still, right?
I am, only because I don't know what my schedule is going to be like and how much reading time I'm going to get in.
Better to read faster?
No, I just because I'll be on site working overnight through Wednesday. So
I'm happy to go slower if you feel like we need to.
If anything, I'll read this at my own pace and make sure that I'm caught up with Morningstar and just bow out for the first half of the meeting for the other book. Because I anticipate that we'll spend 10 minutes on this book and 40 or 50 on the other book.
100%. I'm flipping through and I don't see parts where I was hoping they would be. Juan or Christy, do you have...
Part 3 starts on chapter 35.
35, okay.
So 270.
This is a bigger book.
Got it.
It's only like an additional 3 hours on audiobook though, so it's not really that much of a difference.
So it's like an extra 100 pages.
Yeah, and that's graphic audio too, which takes longer than your regular audio.
Yeah.
I think.
Right.
How is the graphic audio on these? Because I can only listen to audiobooks on graphic.
Phenomenal. It's amazing. Honestly, it's so good.
Okay.
Like I could not have asked for a better listening experience because it's just so the voices just fit so well with how they describe the characters, the background sounds. Like I feel like I just get this full immersive experience, and I'm really sad that you guys aren't also listening to it on graphic audio because it's amazing.
I might download it so that I can listen to it while I'm doing my stuff at work.
It brings like a whole nother level of emotions to it, especially like the scene with where Darrow says to Ragnar that he's not a slave to him, and that he's he's an equal to him or whatever, and that we're not gods, and that whole scene where he's the blood brothers and he cuts his own hand for him too and wipes it, like that was just so, oh my gosh, the emotions. Ugh.
How's it going? Good. How's book club?
And the scene when they're drowning in the water and just so many good, just you get all of the good goosebumps and the good feels.
Definitely worth checking out. I feel like I might go back and get them all and just start at the beginning and listen to them now that I've read them.
I've done that with a couple of books that I really like, and I just
I definitely recommend.
I have nothing to do.
I definitely recommend 1.3 speed though for the graphic audiobooks, because otherwise it just kind of drags.
You were saying that, yeah.
1.3.
Do you listen to them on Audible, Megan?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Or Spotify.
Okay. Because I do have the Spotify Premium, so it's the dramatized adaptation. Is that what you're?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, and then it's like it's split up. So if you time it properly, like because you only have so many hours with the premium that you can listen to before you have to
Mm.
like pay additional like $12 or whatever for listening to like more hours. So you get like 12 hours or so a month that you can listen to. So if
Okay.
you know where that break is for your account, then you can time it to where like you're listening to one part and then you can have hours to listen to the other part. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
You can find a lot. I don't know about the dramatized ones. You can find a lot on YouTube that are free. The only problem is you can't, it's not like in Audible or Spotify where you can like stop at chapters and stuff like that.
Right.
When you stop, you have to like remember what timestamp you were at to go back. But you can get it like if somebody wants to listen to something for
Is that
free, you
old?
can do YouTube.
Yeah, I did that with Fourth Wing and Iron Flame graphic audio on
It might
YouTube.
be
I did it
fun.
with
Smell it.
I did it with Game of Thrones.
2026.
Good
So
idea.
you could also
Good
check
idea.
your libraries too. I use Hoopla and it's all free and they have the dramatized versions too. I haven't listened to the dramatized versions, but I know Hoopla has them and I might just listen to the dramatized version for Morningstar. Get that
Apparently,
real gut heart-wrenching pain again.
apparently, I moved to the sticks. My library isn't even connected with Hoopla yet, so I had to like put in a request. So
Ah,
we'll
You can
keep our
do
fingers
other
crossed.
libraries, Nick. You can apply for library cards like through Hoopla or Libby at least. I know you can do that for like, other
Oh, I didn't
counties.
know that.
So
Oh,
like
cool.
yeah, because like you can do like because in Manatee County like we have a great resource here, but also not as much as like in like Miami. So
Right.
I can get a library card for them and then have access to those titles. It's just that it expires quicker, so you have to renew it more
mm,
frequently. But yeah, you can apply for something that's not in your county too. So it doesn't matter if you are not in a good resource, you can have it
Good to know.
virtually.
I will look that up. And for anybody who's got video, looking at your video right now, Macy's trying to show you her sharks. Um,
I was
we went
laughing at
to
him.
the we went to we went to the Georgia Aquarium yesterday. It was amazing. And with sharks, that's right. So there you go. Okay.
Isn't that where Jeff
So
Corwin is? Doesn't he work out of the Georgia Aquarium? Jeff Corwin? Anybody?
I don't know who
90s
that
kids?
is.
Come on. What?
I don't know who that is.
Oh my
George
goodness, you
Corwin?
I
guys.
know who Jeff Corwin is. I
Yeah,
think
thank
he does.
you.
Now that you say that, I think he does.
I thought you meant Steve Irwin, and I was like, no, he died somewhere else.
he's
Uh,
he's similar. He's like the Georgia
Yeah.
version of Steve
oh,
Irwin.
is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to look him up. I don't know anything. Which we're
Wasn't he
learning
on one
as
of the he was on one of the like Discovery or Animal Planet or something like that at one
He
point,
had a
wasn't he?
show for a while. Yeah. The Corwin.
Yeah.
What was it called? Corwin. I don't remember, but yeah. I used
I
to
don't
watch him
know.
because he was crazy.
He was, yeah,
Jeff.
him and then the Wildcrats. That's
Yeah.
like their new
Yeah.
one, but they had like Zaboomafoo before.
Oh, that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
No, that's not the
oh,
same guy,
okay.
but yeah.
Oh,
Jeff Corwin experience on Animal Planet, ABC's Ocean Mysteries. And now you're saying he's working in Georgia? What does Jeff Corwin do now? Corwin lectures on wildlife, gold mining, ecology, and conservation to audiences throughout the US. No, no. I didn't see anything about him while I was there, so maybe I'm late. Anyway, it's cool. If you all are out here, check it out. All right. So, Lauren, you sound like you might be the only one who's got some hangups because of work and stuff that might change
I'm
the way
still
you can
gonna
read.
I'm still gonna try. I'm gonna make it a point to get through Morningstar, and then
Okay.
I'm going to follow it up with this. So if I can get through this, I will. If not, then I will just stay silent for the 10 minutes we're talking about this next week, and then finish in my drive home on Thursday,
All right. So you're
and then I'll go
committing
back and
to
watch.
Morningstar, and then if you need to
Yeah.
catch up on this, you'll get caught up in like an hour. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. For everybody else, are we down to do like just knock it dead in a week, get it out of the way, and then get back to this so we can focus hard on the end of part 3?
Yeah.
Or book 3, excuse me. I don't want to talk about parts because obviously we have parts in our book. Okay. First half this week, second half next week. Is that how we'll do it? Everybody cool with that? We'll just split it in half and do it that way. Okay. Sweet. Awesome.
Yeah, it's 4 parts again, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I just looked to verify too. So, yeah, we are good in parts: ash, fire, blood, and light. But that doesn't make any sense because this says glory, so that's bullshit. Can't trust ChatGPT all the time. Good Lord. Anyway, so it says it's 4. I couldn't find it, but it says it's 4, and everybody else is nodding yes, so I believe you. So go ahead, just for like page reference, then just read to the end of, what did we say, 35? No, 34, and then
Yeah.
stop at the light, which is chapter 35. And then we'll go second half the week after. Then we do get our little break. Are we still down to jump right into Senlin Ascends? Did everybody pick it up?
Yes.
Sweet. Awesome. I like where that's going. Side note, I know I mentioned it a couple of times. If you haven't read The Last Days of Jack Sparks, highly recommended in my house. I'm still trying to get through it, but it is well written and really, really good. Definitely a horror book, has some like cool spooky stuff in it. Really good. It's also, dude's a total smartass, so I think knowing this group, you all will like him. Okay. Anybody got anything else, like stuff coming up? Do we need to do? Oh, let's talk about real quick schedule. So, Juan, you said this past Wednesday was the last Wednesday that your kid had a game or a practice or whatever until like middle of June. When we get to middle of June, do you know how many Wednesdays you're going to be kind of busy? Do you want us to try to? Everybody kind of agreed that like we're all kind of open throughout the week, so any day is fine for us. Would you rather that we stuck with Wednesday, or would it be better for us to move a day and we're open to whatever you'd like to do?
Wednesday's totally fine with me. I have no problem just joining in and like chatting, throwing the chats in and whatnot. That's totally fine with me. So
Okay.
baseball
All right,
and the second week of July. So I don't see a point in switching it up just to switch back or whatever else. So I'll be good.
I wouldn't switch back again until somebody else was like, "Hey, can we do something different?" So, okay. But if you're cool, let's not change what's working. Is everybody still down for Wednesdays? All you have to do is perfect. Lots of nodding. I love it. Okay, cool. In that case, unless you have something else, and I can wait for a potential Megan jump in real quick.
Yep. You know it.
Yep.
So we're coming into June. So just a gentle reminder to anybody who is interested to start getting your D&D accounts going and create your characters, because towards the end of June, I think, is when we're planning on potentially doing like at least a little mini try at a thing.
And if
end of June, beginning of July.
If you're feeling super raw, which I technically am, I bought a pre-built campaign called The Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. Please do not look it up. And that's immediately going to make you want to put your hand in the cookie jar, but you'll spoil the campaign for yourself, and that's not the way to go. It's better to like have it all come at you as a mystery. But I will read this front and back as many times as I have to try to be a good dungeon master. They do have pre-built characters, and we could do like a raffle or something, and everybody could like pick a spot and then pick their character, so you don't have to build your first character in order to be able to do this campaign. And that way it gets your feet wet, and then you can understand a little better, like, oh, I wish I wasn't a dwarf, or oh, I wish I wasn't an elf, or whatever the character may be. But it'll give you an idea of like how to do that, and it's all pre-built. All their strengths and everything are already done and decided, and they go really well with this campaign. So food for thought. The other option too is then go to D&D Beyond and get yourself an account, and then go through their character builder. There's a lot of stuff out there. It's been around for so long that there's so many variants and so many other things that it can get to be a lot. So
I also put in the chat, the D&D chat, that there's a site that you can take a personality test, and it will align, like, see what character you align best with to help you if you're like, oh, I don't know what character fits my personality or my strengths. And it's pretty cool. And it doesn't give you any hints. Like, it's not one of those things where you can pick something like in thinking you're going to get that result.
Almost.
Damn, that's cool. I somehow missed that one, so I'm gonna go back.
I did that, and it's like the complete opposite of the character I made, because my character is like super, like, I don't know, dark.
What a surprise!
Shocker.
It's almost like we know you. Okay,
I'm like, no, I'll keep the character I made.
D&D. Oh, Megan's already even posted that. Oh, D&D -character -me or .me Got it. Okay, cool. I'll check this out. What kind of? I can't wait to find out. I'll do it now, and I'll post what I get, and we'll see if it's even close. Okay, cool. So D&D's coming. Yeah, end of June we said because people are doing some traveling and stuff. But if you're interested, just make sure you put your name back in there in the D&D chat. And if you're not in the D&D chat, we have like a private chat. If you're not, just get into the D&D noobs and just let us know you want to get into that chat, and I'll add you in so that if we're talking on there, it doesn't blow everybody else up who's just here for book stuff. And I think that's it. Everybody good?
I
Awesome.
have something for you specifically. As the dungeon master, I've
Uh-huh.
gone to a couple of secondhand stores here, well, back home in Texas,
Mhm.
for like they're like comic book or like bookstores and things like that, and I am finding a lot of the like manuals and like all
Mhm.
that stuff, like all the things that you need to like learn the
Yeah.
worlds and build the worlds and stuff like that for like steep discounts at all of these
Nice.
like comic shops and things. So you might want to check
Nice.
out um locally, see if you guys have anything.
So the reason that you're
Um
finding so many is that they just released all the new manuals at the end of last year. So
okay.
everybody's dumping all their old stuff and picking up the new ones. So um agreed, and I think it's an awesome idea. I'd like to own some of the older ones just to have them anyway. But I also have to get the updated one, which is like $50 each, right? You got to get that one, and then you got to get the Worlds one, and then you got to get the Monsters one. And so um
So Half Price Books does all the new ones for cheaper. You can
oh,
order them online. I don't know if you have a chain. I don't know if any of the chains are in Georgia. They're like southern states. I know Florida doesn't have any.
okay.
Um, but they have every like there's like 20 within like an hour drive of me. So every single one of them has all of the books and they're all at discounted prices and they're brand new. They're the
Oh,
new
we
ones.
do. We have one here in Marietta, so that's just 20 minutes down
Go.
the.
Oh my God, it's gonna be your new favorite store.
Oh no. That's all I need is more favorite stores. Okay.
Because
Cool.
even so, like the new list, I'm gonna just go on a rant for a second about them. So like the new list books, if they have them, they are already 20% off, just like Target. And then anything else that they do is usually half or less of whatever the listed price is for used book sales.
It really is.
What
$25.
store is that?
Half
Half
price
price
books.
books. You can go to
Half price.
hpb.com.
Yep. And if
Uh,
you buy gift cards right now, if you for every $25 for today is the last day, you get a $5 free gift card with it.
oh
Hmm.
my Lord.
They do
Stop
specials
trying
all
to
the time.
corrupt everyone, Lauren.
Oh my God, I spend so much money there. It's insane. I
Oh,
spend like
this
300
is
bucks a month in that store.
this is the 2014 version, but still, like for $25, like why not? At least
Yeah,
it
I
won't give
mean,
us totally up to date, but I don't think we're cool enough to be up to date anyway.
so you can also request things get moved from stores.
Right.
So if there's another store that has it, it's like $1 to have it transferred to a different store.
Oh, let's
I did
see.
that with one of my favorite sci-fi series because it was published in the 80s and you can't find it anywhere anymore. And I found them at all the all 7 books at different random locations and had them all sent to my store to go pick up.
Wow. Okay, so apparently that's the only one I can go to because there isn't one within 50 miles otherwise. Hey, all right, cool. I will check that out. If anybody sees any discounts on any of that stuff and you're digging around, let me know. Um, okay, the rest of you, to everybody, thank you for being as uncool as me and being able to do this on a Friday. I appreciate you. Just so you know, I don't think any of you are uncool. You're some of my favorite people right now. So thanks for doing this with us. I do appreciate it. Again, Dragons of Stormwreck Isle is coming. I'm really stoked because it's got dragons in it. It's badass. You like dragons, don't you? Yep. Yes. And awesome. Guys, this has been meeting number 11 of the Shadow Society Book Club. Go read your faces off. I can't wait to talk to you on Wednesday. I love you. Have an awesome weekend. We'll talk to you soon.